foreign ministers and asked them, can you send soldiers to Anatolia? This is around 1919, 1920. And if you know the state of the Scandinavian armies at this point, I mean, sending them to tough, motivated, battle-hardened, cavalrists and Red Army soldiers, that would have been another mess, I can tell you that. So obviously they say no. That is. But they're actually being asked. There is a wonderful report in the Norwegian Foreign Ministry archives where there is a diplomatic dinner in London, and this League of Nations diplomat is going to the Norwegian ambassador and asking, we have this problem. We can't really get anyone to take affairs here. So would you be interested in taking over the Armenian mandate? It's like, oh, it's not going to happen. But they are so desperate, they want to get off the hook because they promised a lot and can deliver nothing. So, and of course, what do the Scandinavians do? They do what they did just before and during the First World War. They coordinate. They work together. What they actually do is they write telegrams to each other, saying, so when are you going to answer to this? No. Yeah, so we do, right? So that's what happens, obviously. But this is the political diplomatic level. There are other levels. You can say they're interconnected, but you have Nansen. I'm not going to talk about him because you know about him and his, well, work of an immense magnitude. He had a colleague called Karen Jeppe. She was Danish, and she did somewhat similar things. And just to, finally, because before I close down, we all need coffee, we have on a website called armenocide.net or .de. You see that one? I have, with two Turkish colleagues actually, just today uploaded a large project which we all know are going to publish 1,700 short survivor testimonies of Armenian genocide survivors that were released by Karen Jeppe and League of Nations in Aleppo. Taken, bribed, people escaped from Muslim households in Syria, etc. And being taken to this reception home. They were photographed. Their stories were written down, usually like half a page. But all 1,700 of these short, very condensed individual histories of the Armenian genocide, which together is the Armenian genocide, basically. They come from all walks of life. Some were aristocrats, some were workers, some were very poor. They come from all over the Ottoman Empire. They all end up in Karen Jeppe's reception home in Aleppo. And today we released the first 500 annotated and indexed of these little files from the archives, which are from the League of Nations archives and also from the Danish archives. So this is for the 24th of April. That was our whole intention, and we just made it to publish it today. So you can find that there. Also, if you can't find me on Facebook, I'll send you the press release, etc. So what they're trying to do is basically trying to remedy the situation that has Jeppe and Nansen, etc., trying to remedy the situation that was caused by the Armenian genocide and by, of course, the Allies' lack of will and intention of actually themselves trying to politically remedy the situation. So what they do is what states very often do. They give some money to some organizations, but they're not really going to do anything. But these organizations still, Nansen and Jeppe, together they save thousands of Armenians. Really, great job. So that's, but this, with some small, with grassroots movements, NGOs, etc., when the League of Nations and the big powers stops giving money to the Armenian cause, this is basically the end of the Armenian question. With this, I mean, you probably have seen what Nansen, one of his last things for the Armenians, where they're sitting in the League of Nations hall, giving a speech, and there's a description by a British-German historian about this. Is one of his final speeches about the Armenians in the League of Nations. It is a Saturday or a Sunday. There are no one there. Is once again pleading for the Armenians around 1930 to an empty room, basically. No one cares. And then, of course, you can say that after the Second World War, 1965, or the 50th anniversary, the Armenian question once again is on the rise. So I'm going to end here. This is Hasagulu. It's a Lake Gölcük. It's in the middle of Anatolia in the Khabur region. This was, some of you will know, was one of the main massacre sites during the Armenian Genocide. We have, according to various eyewitness testimonies, we have Kurdish, American and Danish testimonies about this place. At least 10,000 Armenians were slaughtered there, usually coming from caravans or from the north, going down there, and they will be led to the various ravines around the lake and murdered. So this is right now the photo there is how Hasagulu Lake Gölcük looks today. And it is, as it says in the Turkish Ministry of Tourism and Culture, I think it is, a European destination of excellence. That is, and actually, one of the ironic things is that this is a project, the European Destinations of Excellence is an EU project. So EU money is going into that website. Of course, there's no mention whatsoever that this was a major massacre site 99 years ago. And this, there are two levels in this, I think. It goes to show how much the state of Turkey still has to go, no matter what Erdogan said yesterday. I'm really personally not optimistic. If you disagree, fine, but I'm not. He sends his condolences. Anyone can do that. Words are cheap. It says what on state level, there are no signs that Armenians were murdered there. But on another level, the genocide is not being denied in Turkey. Because people out there, they know. I've talked to several Kurdish friends who said, you know, we were told from this region, we were told, don't swim out there. You know, what parents tell their kids, you know, to the boogeyman, right? If they don't want them to run across the street or swim into a lake because it's dangerous. What they told them is, don't swim there because the Armenian ghosts are going to take you. So this is how it is very often on a local level in Turkey, especially in Anatolia, outside of the big city centers where the government can better control the narrative, right? But out there, people know, because it's an oral society, through generations, they know what they did. So this might be the hope for a Turkish recognition, but as long as the Turkish state sits tightly on a lot of the production of knowledge